Hi, Sophie. I'm just being silly. I know it's kind of crazy. I'm like no tarot, and I still have tarot cards, but like I'm functionally like not a person if I don't actually have tarot cards in a social situation. So they're just for me to exist, bro. It's actually really tragic. They're like a accessibility aid for me, but no readings for like a week, I think. Yeah, disappointing the world, but I wanted to hang out. And it's partially because like for want to be social, but also TikTok will punish me if I do not show up on this fucking live, man. Can you ask why? Not really. Personal reasons. Spiritual journey stuff. But I'll be back to doing it in like a week. So, yeah. And it's like I can't really get too deep into it because for other reasons, but I just wanted to hang out. Sometimes I have like my friends and stuff, and like I'm always doing like tarot, and I know it's my job or whatever the fuck. But I'm also gonna be able to take this time to do some professional development, and people are perverts. I like legitimately are gonna do professional development because there's like a lot of things I want to like come back with like a bit of a professional edge. So yeah, but I'm just chilling for now. How are you doing, Sophie? I'm just yapping away. I guess I'm answering your question. But I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I guess for me, before I started like reading tarot for other people, like in a professional way, I read the fuck out of myself. So it doesn't seem so weird to me, but what? Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm so dramatic. I just realized that like on my takeout bag it says Que tenga un buen día, which is like have a good day. Oh, you're going to a party? Ah! You're a party girl in a party world. Their name's Sophie. Gonna party. Yeah, I feel really singy. I feel real sing-songy. I was like, hi Mitra. And I was like, my dad's had some of our home videos like digitized. And there were like a lot of them, but one of them made him to me because he's so old. And it's a miracle he could do anything with a cell phone. But I was like looking at myself as a child, and honestly, I couldn't watch too much of it because I was like irritating the fuck out of myself. And I can understand why some people feel that way about me. Because like even in the video, I was like, hey guys. Let's make a joyful noise unto the Lord. I was like singing hymns and shit. People are trying to hang out. I'm like, you are important to me. I need you to survive. I can understand why they try to put a hit out on me now. But it just kind of reminded me that like not only was the spiritual stuff as old as time, me like feeling like I had to be the main character in every situation and just singing randomly. Those are things that are like, yeah, they're a big part of me ever since I was little. Ever since I was little, I had to be annoying. takes me back to the old days, I will happily like the fuck out of myself. If you can't like yourself, how the hell are you gonna like anyone else? Can I get an amen? Let the music play. Yeah. Oh, I could play solitaire too. Yeah, like it's a very interesting energy. But yeah. 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 Oh, you know what? I could read. I could read to y'all. No, seriously, nah, you can't give these people shit. But your own personality. God damn. God damn, my personality. Long time ago. Back in the summer of '83. I was just a lonely corn farmer. Just stacking year after year in my silo. I wandered for many a mile along the vast acreage of my lonely farm. And I said to myself, gee, if only there were someone here with me to shuck all this corn. I don't know, I'm just saying nonsense. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Yeah, I was in like the choir big time as a kid, and then like it was like a pivotal moment for me. I had like the solo in like a production of Lion King, and when my parents were there, my voice cracked, and I was like, they think I'm garbage. I felt like garbage. Maybe that's why I felt like compelled to like, because I used to do like a falsetto. That's part of also why it was so hard for me to watch myself, because I was like faking my voice a lot when I was younger. Like clearly I have a little boss to it, a little bass to it, a little shirley bassy in my voice. But like I was always up here, and I guess it gives me range. Damn. That made the shit on my desk move. Damn, that shit's powerful. But like every now and then, I'm like, redemption arc. Maybe I should sing every song from Lion King. So many things to tell her. No, that wasn't my line, but I have to start from there, or else I won't know where to come in. But how to make her see the truth about my past, impossible. She'd turn away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding. But what I can't decide, why won't he be the king? I know it. Now see, it cracked again. Fuck. Why won't he be the king? I know he is the king I see. Maybe I should start higher. He's holding back, he's hiding. But what I can't decide, Why won't he be the king? I know he is the king I see inside. Can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, the peace the evening brings. The world at once in perfect harmony with all its living things. Can you feel the love tonight? Tonight, you needn't look too far. Stealing through the night's uncertainties, love is where we are. I fucking love The Lion King. Allegedly, it was the first movie that I saw in theaters. Although I think that might have been true for my brother. For me, it might have been Lion King 2 Simba's Pride. I fucking love that shit. And I honestly think the soundtrack for Lion King 2 is way better than the soundtrack from Lion King 1, which is like intense to say because, of course, the first Lion King had an incredible soundtrack. But, like, I can't think of a single song in the second Lion King that missed, you know? And it also felt like way more soulful, too. Maybe because, like, the villain was just, like, a woman, you know? And I felt like, it wasn't Sarabi. What was her name? Kovu's mom. I felt like she and Scar had, like, a lavender marriage. And it's like, how would I even, like, how would one even prove that? But it felt that way, right? And, like, I don't know. I really am curious about who Kovu's baby daddy is. It drives me crazy sometimes because that meant that his mom was just out there, you know, just getting it in where she could fit it in. 20% battery life. I gotta get this out. They don't want me to get this out. What am I talking about? But her song was really good. I just feel like the motivations for the characters was like so resonant because in the first Lion King it was all about duty. But the second one, I felt like every character's motivation was like more heartfelt and it came from like a sense of like honoring family. And that's why like the conflict hit a little deeper. Hi Wilt, I'm taking a little break, a hiatus from tarot, so I'm just really talking about Lion King 2 Simba's Pride like a lot. And I'm singing a lot of Lion King songs right now. Because like it was just so heavy, like because like I can't think of her name to save my life. But like she wanted vengeance for the death of her friend, right? And that's what this whole elaborate scheme was about. And then Kiara just wanted to like find her place and find herself in a world where so much was already dictated for her. And Simba wanted to like, you know, make his father proud who had already passed, but also support his daughter who was like asking questions that he didn't know the answer to himself. And then Kovu, he was trying to get it in where he could fit it in. But like I don't know, he wanted to bring like honor and pride to his family too. But then there was the whole love thing, bro. I'm just in the mood, bro. If there's so much I must be, can I still just be me? The way I am. Can I trust in my own heart? Or am I just one part of some big plan? Like that was real as fuck, bro. But God, is it no? Because Kiara is the daughter. Sarabi is Simba's mother. Nala is Kiara's mother. And then there's a whole other thing too, where I don't know. Me personally, I watch something. I'm like, where are the gay undertones in this, right? And so for me, I was like, is there something between Nala and like Kovu's sister? Because there felt like a vibe there when they were like saying each other's names. Like maybe they like ate the lion box in like college or something. I don't know. But sleep, my little Kovu, let your dreams take wing. Someday when you're big and strong, you will be a king. I've been exiled, persecuted, left alone with no defense. When I think of what that brute did, I get a little tense. But I dream a dream so pretty that I don't feel so depressed. 'Cause it soothes my inner kitty and it helps me get some rest. And then it's just like violence, bro. And she's so real for that. But I feel like, I don't know, so many mothers want to live their dreams out through their kids. And their kids are just horny, bro. Did you like the new movie? It came out earlier this year or late last year. The live action Disney movies, I cannot give like a good criticism of them because it's just like in an uncanny valley for me. So they just disturb me on a baseline level. And I can't get past that. Because they're trying to be live action, but clearly they're CGI. And it's like they're trying so hard to be live action that it takes away, like, it freaks me out. It's almost like when you see like when you see someone who looks almost exactly like you or something, or like a lot of times people on this app, they get like they get psychosis around copycats. It's like that same energy, but like with those movies. Yeah, I mean, they're making live action a lot of things, and I'm sure that the live action Tangled will actually be something I might actually look into. But like, I like animation, you know, and I feel like the thing I don't like about the live action movies is they're going so much for realism, and it's like if I wanted realism, I could go live realism. I could watch a documentary on lions. I want to see like how things get pushed, you know, to like how far can you take something away from it being what it really is and like still enjoy it. Like you look at like the Jungle Book or the Jungle Book is a good example. Like they had this dude like cross his arms and he's a snake. They're gonna bring back 2D. I'm so glad, dude, because I feel like the reason they stopped was on some bullshit, and it's like truly magical what they're able to do with it. Like so many animators, it's tragic, dude. And like a lot of my friends, are in the animation industry, and I can't imagine how difficult it is, because not only are they like not making new stuff, they're taking the old stuff completely like out of everywhere. You can't even get it on streaming. And so like not only can they not get new work, but they're not getting paid for the old work that they did in a way that I don't really think is in a television model, because I mean, it was losing money because they had to pay animators a living wage. And that's what we're seeing through a lot of like corporate America, is that they don't consider paying poor people to be like as a loss for the business. And it's like, is that really what it is? It's all really about shareholder value. But I'm glad to hear that they're bringing it back, because like, on God, like, It's not like there aren't 2D animators. There's people going to school every year to be an animator. And then they come out of school, and then where are they working? You can't even get a job at Wendy's, bro. The Wendy's job market's too competitive, bro. It's nuts. But that's exciting. What was the last? I think Princess and the Frog was really beautiful. What was my favorite 2D Disney movie, though? I really like Lilo and Stitch a lot. Because the live action movies are bombing in the box office. Because, like, what is the gold market? And in the defense, like, the songs are really good. Like, every now and then I'll get, like, a song on my Spotify from these new movies, and they're good. But then it's almost like there's this thing where they're like, oh, the 2D movies aren't doing well because they're cutting the budgets and they're squeezing the time frames. You know? It used to be that a movie would take years to make, and now they're trying to get a movie out every year. And it's like, of course, you're not going to have that same depth of quality, that same attention to detail if you're creating such short timelines. And I think it's gotten to a point now where, like, so much stuff comes out from the consumer side that it's, like, overwhelming. It's like, ain't no way I'm going to watch all them fucking movies. So, like, the whole thing needs to get rewritten, low-key. Yeah, old buildings had personality. I saw a TikTok about that. But now they're, like, more concerned about, like, how to have cheaper insurance so everything is a square box. When in reality, the architecture is really magical. Like, that was, like, the whole thing with the Masons before they started doing whatever the fuck. How would I even know what the Masons are doing, right? But, like, the whole thing was, like, about bringing, like, the divine into the physical through architecture. And now, how are you doing that when everything is fucking square and made out of polyurethane and concrete? We've really lost the plot as a society. And it's not like we've lost the plot. It's just, like, everyone who's, like, arguing that, like, hey, maybe we could have a more harmonic existence is being shot dead in the street, you know? And so it's kind of like, ugh. I managed to, what is it from Dodgeball? Dip, duck, dodge, and dive. Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge some of that shit. And, like, talk. But even still, it's like there's so many people who have been removed from this place that me even saying stuff which I, know, because it's not, like, yes, I do get intuitive pushes, but I've also read a lot of shit. I've researched a lot of shit. I read a lot of books. I've listened to a whole lot of different people's perspectives and stuff. So it's not just coming out of thin air. And it kind of irritates me when people are like, well, you have more books you could read. It's like, I've already read a lot of fucking books. How many books do I have to read? How much school do I have to go to? Like, how many ways do I have to change and transmute my voice before people will fucking listen to me? Like, at a certain point, it's like, I don't really care who the fuck thinks I'm right. But I'm grateful for people like you who just, like, come in and listen to me talk anyway, right? Because that's what friends are for. Through good times, through bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. Because it's like, there's this energy that even if you aren't consciously serving a god, there is still a spiritual aspect to everything that we do. And it's like the energy that's being produced right now is in service to a deity that only delights in destruction. And after you've run out of people to sacrifice to it, it's still hungry. And where do you think it's gonna go? And I think now, like, the magicians who are, like, in that place and space are like, fuck, what do we do? And now they're trying to find people that they haven't killed in Minecraft. And they're like, hey, can you fix it for us? Now they're pulling my pretty ass into meetings. Now that makes sense. They're pulling my pretty ass into meetings like, Garfi, can you fix the harmonic like, can you give me some money? Like, I'll do it without, just to show you that I can because I care. And like, if you're not gonna block me from like making the world a better place, I'm so happy to make the world a better place. But like, are you fucking serious? So let's just give it a little time. You see the new cushions they're gonna add to Minecraft. It's crazy. I don't even know, for real. That's just something that like it's really funny how coded language works. I almost don't even want to say what it means, but it's something that like I say from Twitch. It's a holdover from Twitch. You could really say any game. You're trying to kill me in Fortnite. Shoot, I would never talk about shooting the president. But if he were a character in Fortnite, that would happen all the time. But yeah, I've said it so much that I do get a lot of Minecraft content. And I've played Minecraft, but like not like in a way where I actually know how to play Minecraft. I like usually play Minecraft with people who've been playing it nonstop for the last 20 years. Not the friendship was supposed to be magic. It has to be a video game though. It has to be a video game. Because I don't think they do that in My Little Pony. They get into harrowing situations, right? They're like falling into a pit of magma. Hi, Risa. And stuff, but nothing ever really happens to them. But in video games, people get murked all the time. What's up? No. Girl, you're gonna have to go crazy or find somebody else. I don't know what to tell you. It says no tarot. And then on my page it says I'm on hiatus for a week, and the way that you're like pushing my boundaries is pissing me off, bro. You're like straight up about to get blocked. You're like 1 minute away from getting blocked. I was in my kitchen cleaning it. Like, I'm gonna block this bitch because you are not listening to me when I talk, and you just want to use me for my magic and with no respect for my humanity. And I'm like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you that. People have offered to send me money for readings. I'm on hiatus. And you still owe me money, because now we're doing that. You want to send me bread for the other reading I gave you. Type shit. Like, these bronies made My Little Pony such a crazy section of the internet. And I'm from Baltimore, so BronyCon was in Baltimore, and Otakon was in Baltimore, and those were the two craziest weekends for any old head who lived in Baltimore and didn't know what was going on. And they always found me because they knew that I knew what was going on, and they'd be like, baby girl, why I see these people with like hooves walking around? Why are they walking around in hooves? They wearing tails and hats and stuff. I don't like that shit. And it's like, oh my god, to explain to like, and I mean like Baltimore old head, like what the fuck is going with Otakon? It's easier because it's like, oh yeah, it's Japanese culture, like the animation and stuff, so people are dressing up as their favorite cartoons and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, like Pikachu, and I'm like, exactly like Pikachu, you got it. And they're like, okay, they just doing Pikachu, right? And that was it. But with BronyCon, I didn't know what to say, bro. I don't know what to say. And it's like, I don't even want to shit on bronies because, like, I feel like I do on one hand, but, like, I feel like out of, like, chronically online toxic men, at least the bronies, they had an idea of, like, what it means to have a soul, right? I think they were drawn together by this concept of like, maybe we could all be friends and have peace. And it was just like that other part where they were sewing extra holes into stuffed animals that I refuse to comment on, right? But like, I was like, yeah, these adult men like ponies. They were drawn together by the dark forces. I don't even think they're that dark, honestly. I mean, it definitely can go there. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, like when it got horny, it did get pretty bad. But I think, and this is like a controversial opinion, that like all men who engage in animated content, they all Rule 34 exists. Right? Rule 34 exists. But I think the bronies were bolder with it because they were in such an accepting community. Right? They're like, hey, dude, whatever makes your heart fly. And unfortunately, that was what it was. But I don't know. So it was like a little bit bolder, but at the same time, I'm a furry, so I've seen some shit. And I've also been like chronically online. Like I've been online since, when did we get internet? Since like 2000. Like I was that 1999 Y2K moment. I was there. I was buying candles. I was putting glitter on my phone type shit. So I've seen a lot, and I know that they're not the only ones. But it does seem like it got to like the public in a way that it didn't get to everywhere else. So that was like the interesting thing, right? Where it's like, yeah, there are furries, right? And there's furry conventions too, which again are, I think, easier to say because it's like, oh, these people, they feel like they resonate with animals and sometimes they dress up as animals and they do the thing. But with like My Little Pony, I don't know why it felt so much more dastardly. Maybe because they were like toxically masculine about it. Like, when it's clearly a beautiful, soft, feminine aura. It's almost like how, like, sometimes you'll meet, like, a cis gay person, a cis gay man, who's like, or this is actually very common, where there's a lot of cis gay men who love Donald Trump. And it's like, it just is. I don't know. It just is. And I don't want to like speak for that subsection of the community because it very much is, to a point where it's like I don't even, it is what it is. Is it just that I don't want to say that cis gay men are more evil? Did you? I might do it when she's not looking. Like, she does owe me money, so I might not. I don't know. I'm gonna give her a chance. And she's going through a lot. And there will be a time when I am doing readings, but like, I'll probably do it like when I'm offline and like I'm sure that it's like, because I'll do it from a place of peace is what I like to do, because I don't like to just pop up. Like, it's an energy to it. I'm probably gonna ritualize it. But I did this. And I get that a lot too. It's like people really do not respect my boundaries around tarot, especially as I'm like trying to pull back on it, you know, for personal reasons, right? And it's like I should not have to like fucking say my whole sob story. And it's like she always asks when it's like written somewhere on the screen. Like what do you think makes you special? They're making a new My Little Pony series on YouTube. Cute. I kind of want to watch it because it's like one of those things where I wasn't watching it, but it was on TV. And you ever like walk past the TV when something's on and you're like, damn, this looks good as fuck. But it's like deep in it. Like, I was like, this shit looks good as hell. I think YouTube had just run on the TV. You know, I was watching Steven Universe videos, and I was just letting that go. And then next thing I know, I saw some Friendship is Magic shit. I was like, damn, this hits. It's low key. Exactly. And it's like, I want to handle it, but I didn't even like the fact that I had to even speak to it this much on the live, bro. Like, because it's just such an ugly energy. I'm going to leave it alone, but it will be handled, bro. Don't worry about it. About Pearl's VA, what happened? Oh, man. No. What happened? Dude, if it's some Hollywood BS, I'm gonna fight somebody, bro. I'm literally gonna find who's responsible and punch them in the throat in Minecraft. Well, in the Astral Realm, really. Because that's the other thing. It's like there's all these, like... Oh, well, no, that actually makes sense. Like, honestly, like, that makes sense. If I had to put any Steven Universe character in a MAGA hat, it would be Pearl. And she's... it honestly doesn't even break my heart that much because I feel like... Well, here's the thing I feel about MAGA. I used to, like, really have, like, hate in my heart for them. But the more I've, like... I like to, like, meet these people who I dislike and, like, get in their communities and see how they work and see how they move and see how they feel and stuff. Just so I can, like, speak from an informed place. Hey, Scoobs. I'm doing okay. I'm taking a little break from tarot, but we're vibing anyway. Yeah, as always, my phone is on 10%. I hope you're doing well. But, like, the more I go there, they, like, have really intense, like, daddy issues. A lot of them are, like, undereducated. And all they really want is for a lot of change because they're typically had to experience... A lot of them experience poverty on a large level, and they never really felt like anyone was, like, making promises for them. And so I've heard a couple of comedians say that, like, Trump was, like, the way, like, the Hope campaign with Obama hit, like, black people, Trump was like that for, like, poor, dumb white people. Yeah, and a lot of them see him as, like, a father figure, honestly, and to, like, a very interesting degree. And I kind of like the idea of Trump just doing stuff. Because the more Trump does stuff, the more it exposes that community to, like, why people dislike those ideologies. And I feel like they had to learn the hard way. I hope he'll become, like, even more outwardly gay. And this is the other thing, like, with Trump, I feel like Trump is, thank you for the gift, sweetie. Trump is giving. Exactly. And I think this is, like, one of those things where, and it's something I experience a lot, like, working with Jinn energies. It's like, people, thank you so much for the gifts. People want things that don't make sense. People wish for things that don't make sense. And sometimes the only way you can, like, fully illustrate to people that the thing that they're asking for is stupid is to give it to them. And so right now, most MAGA people are, like, one of two places. They're either, like, delusional, which completely fair considering, like, the types of, like, experiences that they've had, or they're just doubling down. And it's interesting to see, and it's kind of like I have pity for them, honestly, which I feel is a lot more, which is harder for them to take in than me hating them. I feel like they really want black people to hate them, and black people are just like, girl, you better just go somewhere else with that. Like, we're not feeling it. Like, we're not. It feels like they are almost like having tantrums, you know? And it's like, here, look, we made all your food make you shit. Are you mad at us now? And it's like, not really, man. Not really. It feels like they're like doing a big show for people who liked Obama, right? Like they're trying to really prove that this is like the same thing. And it's like, okay, man. It's like, it's not even worth arguing with, because it's like they are going to disappoint themselves in the long run. Trump is disinvesting from programs that helped them. A lot of them had like, you know, insurance and like Medicaid and all this other stuff that was expanded through the Obama administration. And now Trump is taking that stuff away. And that's, I can imagine for you to have so much hope in someone to make a positive change for you and to have them actually like remove the thing that's allowing you to live. That is probably way more harmful than any of my like little jokes could be. And I also, that's why I kind of feel like it's weird when people are like, yeah, take that, MAGA, because it's like they're already taking it in their butts, most of them, literally and figuratively. Because that's the other thing. It's like it's a very gay platform. And I don't know, like, it's more gay than like liberals. Liberals aren't even that gay. And I'm like a pansexual, you know, non-binary person, and I'm like, the MAGAs are doing something that's way more gay than I've ever seen. Like, I saw a bunch of guys in MAGA hats like, Trump, you are daddy. Like, straight. Like, I don't know what that is. Have you seen things about the Republicans convention? And that's the other thing. Like, it's not like a secret. Like, I'm from Baltimore, which is like 50 minutes outside of DC. And it's like, yeah, they're gay. Like, I know gay people who've hooked up with them, and they're just like, yeah. We all know that Republicans are gay. And it's like hitting the rest of the world. Like, did you know yeah, they've been gay the whole time. And I actually think I got in trouble low-key because there was like a conversation that Don Lemon was having with Hunter Biden. And Don was talking about like that same thing about like closeted Republicans. And Hunter was, and he was like Don Lemon was like, oh, could you tell me more about that? And Hunter said something like, well, could you tell me more about it? And then he went right back, and like, and I got so fucked up of that because I didn't like, part of me was like, this is Don Lemon's page, and you are calling Don Lemon gay on Don Lemon's page, and then I'm under a suppression campaign, so there's far more people in my space watching me than I can see, and I do want to apologize to those people if it feels like I'm ignoring you. I literally can't see you, but the way I'll know that people are like watching me sometimes is I'll get like invitations for them to guest with me, right? And I saw Don Lemon pop in here. I was like, Don Lemon, no! I clocked your tea. But yeah, I have no problem. I feel like I made a post about it before. It's like there's people who have a lot of different roles during like while we're protesting administrations, and my role is to basically air out as many like DL people as possible in the administration. It's like my job is to make that congressman gay and his son gay. Give them gay thoughts, basically. My job is to give Republicans gay thoughts that they cannot ignore. And I'm pretty good at it. So, this is not new to me. And I don't think, again, there's nothing wrong with being gay. Shut up. But, like, I think it like, to like draw attention to that draws attention to one of the many contradictions about like existing in that like political frame. And then on the other side with liberals, I tend to find that they're like openly gay but like secretly racist, and then I'm supposed to like I draw that out too. And so it kind of just like really just draws to the attention that there's the left and the right, but at the end of the day, a much greater reality is that there's these like white people who are being like almost like, what's the word I'm looking for, like constricted by their own labels, right? And instead of like identifying that within themselves and then doing the healing work and then like making the changes required, they tend to direct that energy into groups of people who have nothing to do with it, right? And I think that's why it's kind of important to just like call out like the weird, like, and I think there's like a thing too where gay people tend to be some of the most homophobic people I've ever seen in my life, self included, right? And so it's like drawing attention to that, drawing attention to like, because I saw another thing where it was like liberal people, they'll on like OkCupid, they have all these questions that they'll do, right? And they found that liberal people, they like tend to act in ways that are completely opposite of their ideology. So I think it's time to just kind of strip away some of these labels that are well, functionally inaccurate, right? They're kind of useless, and all they do is like create division and just kind of come to a place where it's like, yeah, like we all suck for different reasons. And like honestly, I think it's far more helpful to like go up to that person that you actually hate and be like, hey bitch, I hate you in particular, and then like try to get the government on track. But and that's what I like to do too. Like, I got a problem with you. I always have a problem with you, bitch. Petty squabbles. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's one of those things where you start in your own community and those changes, those magnify outward, right? But like, if someone has a MAGA hat, like more often than not, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're MAGA and I hate you. I'll be like, oh, you want mommy milky? And they'll be like, yeah, I've got money. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the heart. Me too, me through. I'm just talking shit at this point. But I think at the end of the day, we're all people, and a lot of like people who are smarter than me, like who are in liberation movements, they say that the most important thing, exactly. People within liberation movements say that the important thing to do is try to eliminate any types of divisions that we see in our own reality or that we create that are like artificial, right? And if you find yourself in a place where like, oh, they are this, but I am that, that's a division that needs to be addressed and met and like challenged, regardless of like whether or not you feel a superiority or an inferiority to that. I'm an Aquarius. I have an Aquarius stellium, but it's like I'm like a Aquarius Pisces cusp, so I'm like the smartest, most heartfelt, most loving psychopath in the world. It's toxic. I have like Aquarius stelli. I have a conjunct on the Aquarius Capricorn cusp. I got some strong Capricorn placements. And then I've got Virgo placement. So I'm just like really smart and I really care about the world, but I also don't give a fuck, bro. Don't try me, bitch. No, as a matter of fact, do try me and see what happens. But I really love that. Like right now, I'm kind of like using it to like torture some men and non-binaries. We kind of treated me like shit, and it feels amazing. I've been to therapy for years, decades even, and I think the best advice was something I saw in a meme, and it's like therapy is cool and all, but you really have to traumatize these people back. You really just need to hit them right back with that Uno reverse, and once you do that, oh, that's when you start to feel better. That's when the healing starts. You do the healing work so that when you Uno reverse these motherfuckers, you walk away from it unscathed. You do the healing work so you can hold space for the revenge. So you can hold space from the joy that comes from the revenge. You got a mini Pisces stellium. I am so sorry, baby. I want to tuck you in, girl. That's tough. Every Pisces stellium I see, I'm just like, damn. I feel like I relate to Pisces people a lot too, because I also have my Mercury's 8th house Pisces. So I really tend to speak to the emotional depth, right? In a way where people think I'm really lost in it. I get people all the time think, "Oh, I'll see you soon." Yeah. Oh no, but that's actually gonna give you the deepest ones though. Venus, Mercury, and Neptune, because those are all really soulful. So yeah. I think you feel enough for all of us. Oh baby, I'm glad I've always been nice to you, dude. I don't plug my phone in. No, I love it though. Never change. I say because just from my Mercury placement, dude, it's intense. And every now and then I'll run into another Pisces baby. And it's you either have two choices with these Pisces placements. Either you become compassionate, or, well, there's three things. You can become compassionate, or you learn about the nature of society in such an intricate way that you can become evil in a way that you're never clocked. Or both. I find that they kind of work together. You feel like your lucky placements make up for your Sag rising and a Scorpio Jupiter. Ooh, that's yummy. Yeah, so you can get shit done. Okay. You can get shit done. Can I ask you what your sun sign is? I know we're going through your whole fucking chart right now. I feel like I've gone through mine. Aries. Aries. Why the crying emoji? Is it because it competes with all that other shit? I feel like every day, it must be the Green Goblin mask calling you, the Aries sun. Aries sun, Libra moon. It's we know how to destroy them. And it's no, we have to be nuts. It would only take one word. Feel like you're being beckoned to the dark side. I wouldn't recommend it for you. I know it's so easy, but I think if you ever did slip into the dark side, it would be so difficult for you to climb out. I don't think you'd be able to climb out. Me, I'm hopscotching across that shit. I think in my heart of hearts, no, I can't even say that shit, Regina. There's a part of me that wants to be a good person, that wants to love. Every now and then, someone will trick me into giving them all the love in the world, and then I'm ew. I feel like they don't even like that shit. They're ugh. Go back to being evil. But I don't know. I think there's like so much detachment in my chart, and like the only reason why people don't really buy that shit until they witness it is because of my the way that my Mercury, my Pisces Mercury is aspected. It's like, oh, she's just a beautiful flower. But then there's the secret box, this mystery cube. What does she really feel? Wouldn't you like to know, weatherman? Literally like an onion. Literally. Pandora's box. Yes. Honestly, my P word. Name of my sex tape type shit. But you know, hope was at the bottom of the box. You know, there was like all the evils in the world, but then there was also hope. Either you keep coming back to me saying some weird shit. I'm so sorry, girl. Hope. Period. That's a part of the story. No, I saw Mithra pop back in as I was talking about I'm not gonna say it again. Honestly. Oh shit. I love you too, dude. It's like when I see some of y'all, I feel real bad because it's like I want to give you readings, but it's like my spirit and my soul is like, we can't do it right now. And it has like very little to do with y'all and very much more to do with like how I experience the readings that I give you guys, because it would like yeah, it fucks some shit up. Why you need guys? No, because like sometimes you come through with a question. Oh, for real, you need guys. Okay, we'll get through it. It's just like a really tricky time. It would fuck my bag up, or else I would. I could definitely like put you on to some cool people who do a free yes or no though, who I trust. If that's something that you need, just let me know. Like, I'm not gonna go all the way out of the way for everybody, but like I do want to make sure y'all are good. I kind of want to. I feel like, you know what it feels like? It feels like when I had my psychiatrist and then I was like too crazy and they're like, oh, we got to get you another psychiatrist. I can't do this shit. And so they gave me a list of recommendations. Bruh. It's worse than a breakup. When your psychiatrist is like, nah, that ain't me. I keep doing all these fucking Lonely Island references. I wonder if people catch these. Like, what did I do or say? Bruh. I low-key forgot what I did say just now. I was thinking about the Like a Boss song from the SNL digital short. What was I talking about? Could you remind me? Like, sometimes I want to be like, I'm mentally ill, I'm going through the portal, but sometimes it's just that ADHD flaring up real bad. The Texas Roadhouse rolls. Ooh. I haven't been to Texas Roadhouse, but their rolls do look good. I've seen pictures. It's part of the reason why I hated like my ex-best friend in hindsight, because she would go to Texas Roadhouse with her other friends and not invite me. It's like I had money, so it would be different if you're not inviting me because I'm broke. Everybody else like me. Do they not like me? Spirit, do they not like me? They didn't like me, I'll find them and I'll kill them. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I got to stop joking like that, people, because I have the means. I know. Wow. Not them hating me. Wait, hold on. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I try to read the cards like I just said I'm not able to read the cards right now. Yeah. But oh well. I would like go to it was very much that because I would like talk to her all day and give her life advice and shit, and then she want to spin around like she's the one helping me. Meanwhile, I don't have any energy to live my life because I'm supporting hers, and then when I ask for support back, she wants to pretend like she's too busy. And she's just like a very angry alcoholic, man. And like when she kicked me out of her life, it was probably like the best gift that she could ever give me. Because I don't know, it taught me that I didn't have to put up with weird shit like that. Like, it didn't matter what was involved. I could just be like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't need you in my life anymore. Because she did it for horrible reasons. Me? I do it for, I think, pretty decent reasons. Pretty valid reasons. But it kind of taught me I don't need a valid reason to kick someone out of my life. And I hope she's doing better. I know she's got like a baby and a husband now. But yeah, it just like fucking destroyed every like relationship I had around that though. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe I could have reached out, but there was a part of me that was like so hurt and just so over it. Cause it was like this energy that like, oh, I'm gonna kick her out, but she's gonna find her. She's gonna start crawling back to me. She's gonna crawl back to me, and I'm like, bitch, no, I can make other friends very easily. But I did, and it was like weird because it was like an archetype. I think people talk about like childhood trauma, but now she really traumatized the fuck out of me in terms of what types of connections I thought I deserved. Because she was my friend. We were friends for like 15 years. She didn't consider me a person. Yeah, she didn't. And it's probably like from some racial thing. Because her mom was racist as fuck. Oh yeah, I didn't. I didn't go back to her, but I kept finding energies that were similar to her. And it took me a while to kind of like clock that that's what I was doing. And even now, I'm like, oh yeah, I fixed my codependency problem. But let me be codependent with this guy for a bit. It's for fun. It's like, bitch, no, that's the problem. But then I clock it, and then I like make moves accordingly though. So at least I'm like, I find that it's like in shorter and shorter intervals. And typically there's like something else that's like keeping me locked in. It does feel comfortable for a minute, especially if there's like perks, you know? Like you don't end up in like codependent situations when they don't offer anything back, right? But yeah, it's like every now and then I have to remind myself because it's like I think it hurts me because a lot of the resources kind of like assume that like when you have like CPTSD is from like your childhood home, but it wasn't really from my childhood. It was like from that friendship and relationship. But it is what it is. Her dad low-key still pays for my HBO Max, so I hope he does. I think I just got an email that the card expired, so I guess we'll see. But her dad was like pretty cool to me, but you know how that shit goes. Yeah, and it's important to like kind of recognize those patterns without shame, and I think I'm getting better and better at it. Like, of course, like it's obviously you don't want to like keep finding yourself in those situations, but then there's this reality of like there's a lot of things that we want that we we don't get to have, and like when something hits you in your formative age, it takes a while to like get that broken apart. Yeah, she was very jealous of me, and she would like insult my body and um like make fun of the men that I was dating and stuff, and um just really dismissed the role I had in her life. And then it's kind of like one of those things where the more I just kind of like continue doing bad bitch shit, the less it makes sense, the shit that she was saying about me. Because it's like, that was like one of those environments where I was really like, because I used to be like a low grade hoarder, and now I'm just a little bit messy. Like, I just gotta put away my clothes right now. And I'm like, you know what if I don't put away my clothes? I move them around and I clean and I put them right back. But like, it was like this, I had this like light bulb moment when I got diagnosed with PTSD, that like part of the reason why I lived in such messy spaces is because I didn't think the things I owned had value. And I didn't think they had value because I didn't think I had value. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then, from there, I started to like, dig out, which is like a process. And I like moved with my mom. It was like so much stuff. I had my PTSD diagnosis, and I was like, damn, I'm ready to take on the world. And then my mom had a stroke, and then I had to help her rehabilitate. Yeah. And then I like lost my job after I had surgery and stuff. So there were a lot of things that kind of made that process more difficult. But when I got a dog, I cleaned up immediately because I was like, damn, there's actually like, and it kind of clicked for me. I was like, I'm not really like, there's no one that I'm sharing my life with. And it's kind of like a shitty thing that like, it's hard for me to like get my shit together if I feel like there's no one to do it for. But at the same time, we're communal creatures, right? Oh yeah, it was like really bad, man. And the more I look into it, the worse it was, because it was the period of my life. Well, I started substance use like when I met her, and then when she left my life, it decreased significantly. And it was partially because I moved and stuff, but like it was kind of crazy. Like, gardening is one thing, but like I would drink so much because it was just like a thing. And it was like the pandemic when I moved in with her, because prior to that we'd been like hanging out and stuff, but moving in was just like, ooh. But I was like drinking a lot, and in hindsight, I'm like, of course that's gonna impact my mental health. And like my family was like real worried for me at that time. And although I feel like they were overstepping a little bit, I also feel like they did have a point. But also, that was another thing too. But all that to say, now I live by myself, and I really only drink ceremonially, and I make an effort to keep things pretty clean, and I'm doing it for myself. Although sometimes I do every now and then feel like I want to make somebody proud. And I'm like, bro, why am I like this? I feel like, like the McElroy brothers, like whenever they do a little boy voice or something, like a kid detective. That's how sometimes I feel like when I get someone who I care about. I'm like, did you see? I cleaned up my room, sir. Did you see how much content I made, sir? Are you proud of me? And it's like, to a degree, like it does help, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't need it. It won't ever be enough, though. For certain people, absolutely not. But for others, it does. And I'm really grateful, you know. Like sometimes I get like kind of locked into that like mindset, and then I'm like, wait, I don't have to do any of this shit, and then I leave. And I think they get a little shook up by that. And I think they're used to people who are like have not healed from that pattern, and so they recognize the pattern, but then they stay. But when I recognize the pattern, I make changes, and so I'm grateful for that too. But like, damn, sometimes it's hard. Cause fine shit's always a little bit crazy. Oh, I like them a little crazy, and I like them a little dumb. But I like them to be smart and dumb at the same time. I love me a confidence spike. That shit is so sexy to me. Like when they're like a very talented like creator or something like that, and like very poetic, and they're like well read, but they speak multiple languages, so they're like super 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 smart in their first language, but in English they're a little dumb. I'm like, yeah, baby, let me teach you something. Let me teach you how to translate that. I'm gonna calm down. But so sometimes it's good, but then other times not so good, you know. But I think I just like that I can like situations where we're both teaching each other and we're open to learning and stuff. I think that's so erotic, bro. Oh, if you teach me something I don't know, but then also you have to be so fucking sexy. I'm so shallow, bro. I do think I'm like, there's so many different types of beauty that I'm attracted to. So I don't have a particular type. But sometimes it's like, ooh, that was good. Another. What is that meme? It's like, yep, I healed from that man. Send him to me again. And my spirit team gets so fucking sick of me. Because they're like, hey, so we have all these beautiful, healthy connections that are ready to go for you. And I'm like, but what if you sent me the same guy? What if you sent me the same guy? This is such a stupid joke, bro. Let me shut the fuck up. Send me the same guy, but this time Puerto Rican. They're not even the same body, bro. They look the same. Like it's like it's so funny because it's like there are just different people. Like, because there are people, and it's also, I'm demisexual, so it takes me a long time to like kind of elevate someone into that next level, unless there's like spellcraft involved. Whole nother story. But there's like a lot of people that I'm like low key crushing on right now. And I think I'm just like coming out of a lot of like intense experiences. My last situationship was a lot, and then I was also experiencing like homelessness and stuff. And so I'm just starting to like get back to myself. And so there's people who I've been seeing and who I've been attracted to and who I think I would be well connected to for a hot minute. And I'm just like, I'm kind of just waiting for everything to settle. And things are starting to settle. And so now I'm getting scared because there's like no excuse. I'm like, fuck. It's like, you could be loved, bitch. I'm like, no! Give me a toxic one. I don't want it real. But I'm gonna chill out. Damn. Because it's like, and I think this is also something that would make a lot of those past friendships really jealous, is that I almost like exclusively bag baddies, or if they're not like super physically attractive, they're like super talented or like well renowned in their field, or they just let me sit on their face for an hour. And so it's like I'm like really blessed. And I think sometimes it's something that gets, like, when they're a little bit cocky, it fucks their heads up that I'm not really interested in keeping them. And it's like, I've been there, done that, baby. What else you got, Zaddy? What else you got, universe? Which also, I'm like really just starting to settle into the fact that I'm like attractive. Like, it's the only thing that makes sense, but it didn't really clock to me for a while. I was like, what are the odds? Like, maybe I have a lot to offer here. And then it's like, then I ask myself, why did you think these people were talking to you in the first place? I don't know. I don't know. Like, not even to be vain, but like, it didn't, I don't know, it was weird. But I'm kind of curious what's gonna happen next in my love life. It low-key stresses me out, and like Spirit keeps telling me that like I'm like really hyper focused on love right now. And I do need to keep pulling myself to like the social responsibility that I have from being so magical. And that's like with like my tarot and my spiritual services and my collective messages and stuff. But then there's also things like grid work and stuff that I need to like keep my mind on. But I don't know, having someone like to meet me on a love frequency, it does make that shit easier. But it's like, damn, they keep breaking my heart, and that makes this shit harder. So, it's all about balance, baby. God damn, I fucking bummed myself out. You shut the fuck up. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good that I like left some of those fucked up friendships alone, but there's also this energy of like, I think I do need to like allow myself to feel comfortable making new friends, but it's kind of tricky because of like all of the like targeting and stuff that I experienced. And it's like there's an energy where I don't really want to articulate all of those experiences for my safety, but like it makes it really weird to like pursue friendships when I like know for a fact that certain people are like kind of like colluding against me. And I know not everyone is, but it's like that like, I don't know, would you rather go in the woods with a bear or a man type thing? I feel that way like about everyone sometimes. And so it takes me a long time to feel comfortable with people. And even after I do feel comfortable with them, it doesn't take away that suspicion I have that like, who sent you? Oh god. But I do also think that that's going to be a lot easier too. Like, I don't have to worry about that as much. Because I think the type of people who were colluding against me are starting to realize that I have just enough spiritual ability to make their lives like more expensive and like more irritating. And I can find ways to attack them on like soul levels that they can't really reciprocate. And so what that's kind of creating for me is like this opportunity to actually make friends. And so now I just have to be brave, bro. It's so hard. So many people are so nice. I'm like, fuck. Because I think for a while I had the excuse of like, I'm a part of all these schemes, but now that there's no schemes, it's like, okay, so I just also have social anxiety. Like I'm being forced to confront like how anxious I am, bro. And I think it's because I have so much love to give. And it's because it's been like, exploited by those people in the past. And it's like, I don't necessarily think people can exploit me anymore. But it's still like, I don't know. I've been getting butterflies and shit. Like, I don't know. It's gay, bro. And I feel that way about like platonic friends. And that was always kind of like the way for me. It was like much easier for me to like do like one night stands and stuff, or like have fuck buddies and stuff. Um, but like I'm like recovering from like pelvic surgery, so I'm still not up to the point where I think I'd let anybody just rustle around in there. And plus, the world is so different. Back in my day, a boy could like pretend to have values long enough to spend a night with you. But now they're like coming out the gate with nonsense. It's like, can you at least pretend to be a good person until I'm done with you? And it's like, no, they can't. It's crazy. So I'm just chilling in my crib. And it's kind of good that I do have all these like spiritual assignments to do because they keep me occupied. Like I'm never really bored. If I'm bored, then there's like 12 things that I'll download that I could do. Like you could be writing, you could be reading, you could be pulling cards for yourself, you could be making collective tarot, You were friends with benefits with a guy that made me feel insane. Yeah, because the kind of content that is getting sent to like straight men is like it's like they're getting manipulation techniques. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't learning how to waterboard us over there on their side of the internet. And I know that because I'm non-binary, so typically when you go on a website, they'll ask if you're male or female, and I'm sure you don't really think, most people don't think too much about it, but sometimes depending on my mood, I might say I'm a man, or if like they don't have an option for non-binary, like sometimes I'll do female, sometimes I'll do male. And when I'm on my accounts that are like male, it is like so different than the accounts that are female, dude. Like the girl accounts are like makeup and like, hang out with girls, and like there is some like manosphere stuff on the girl side where it's like, I'm not dating that man unless he gives me $100 right away. It's like, in what world does that work? In that world, you're a prostitute, respectfully, because I do support SW. But on the male side, it's like Carl Jung and like the only losses I take are the ones I choose. Shit like that. And then like literally all the women on that side, and this is on my Instagram, and maybe this will just, full disclosure, I am a perv, right? But all the women on that side are SWs, right? And so it kind of like codifies the mind, because the men are seeing almost exclusively adult entertainers, and then women are being told that to approach men, they should ask for money. And so like when that like creates a crossover, it's like, what's actually happening here? And I tend to be mindful of that. I only like to ask men for money if I don't see like a future with them, for the most part. But then every now and then I'll fuck up and I'll like them. And it's like, God damn it. That's like only happened like once, dude. Like I used to do like cam modeling, and I'm kind of debating whether or not to get back in it, because like that world is crazy. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. I don't know how I feel about making men happy. I don't know if I really want to make them satisfied. Like that's a big thing that's stopping me. I know I could give them what they want, but I just don't want to give men what they want. You know, I got to grow through that. But it's just a very interesting energy, and I'm kind of seeing that, and it's getting kind of reflected in a bigger way where trafficking is like now like the most profitable illicit like source of financing in the world. It like surpassed like corner store pharmacies, and so that's scary as heck. And so with that kind of being the, and not even in the dating world, just the social media world, and how media influences mindset, it's like I don't know if I want to date for real. And I've never really or hook up even, like I don't know. I tend to like find people on social media, but I think that also speaks to like me understanding that I have a I don't know, it's a weird world for dating. I kind of want someone to just like hit the dating pool with a fireball and we just start all over, bro. Cuz at this point I'm kind of good just like making friends and then seeing if those evolve into more, if that. Like I say that and there's someone who's been asking me to go out and I'm like, I feel like you've been sent by there's like a couple people who are like, hey, let's go out and have fun. And I'm just like, fun? Fun? What is this? I mean, WWE, bro, is like far more gentle than this shit, bro. I wish it was WWE. That would actually be my ideal dating situation. It's like, I'm Gar. You come to my house expecting kitty. And then they're just like, boo. And I just hit him with the people's elbow until he submits. That's ideal. But like, yeah, it's like really dark. It's like super dark. And it's kind of crazy because I feel like I exist in a spiritual space. I'm awake. I feel like the people who come into my chat and like have conversations with me, they're like spiritually awake and then they can see through those disguises. But there's like so much of the world that is not conscious. And they're just like, well, I don't know. I'm going to go out with him and he's going to buy me some drinks and then we're going to see how it goes. And it's like, that's so, I can't get with it. And it's not to say I need you to expose your soul to me on the first date or anything like that. Because I would love to like go out and get drinks with somebody I like, but there's like an energy of like expectation that is like so transactional. And it's like, of course, everything has like a give and take, but the types of transactions that we're giving it is giving prostitution. And like I said, I've done SMU, but not that kind. I don't really like that. It feels like we're feeding like a demon. Like literally, I feel like there's an entity that is feeding off of our dating culture. Because it is literally like sacrifice, boom. It feels like some kind of like weird ritual, right? It's like, because if you would like look, like if you would read it like a ritual, right? It's like, oh, so we have a feast and we imbibe, and then there's like a sex ritual, and then there's like a humiliation ritual. And it's like, I don't really want to do that. I really don't want to do that at all, man. I would much rather have 1,000 beautiful people in my phone that I send memes to once in a blue moon. And then I have my high powered back massager, a percussive massager. And I plug that bad boy in and I'm good. And then I tried to like skirt around it with like spiritual connections because I found out that like my magic, I keep finding out in different ways that my magic is real because I was kind of agnostic and now I think I'm more polytheistic now, where I believe in like maybe multiple gods or whoever. And before I was like, I don't know, maybe. And I would like see people and I'd be like, oh, wouldn't it be so cool if we were like psychically fucking? And the first time I did it, I had no way to confirm whether or not it was real. Especially since I was like gaslit and then defamed, which kind of now seems like proof. But then later I was like, oh, so no, even when I'm like having astral union, that has real world consequences. Because I thought at first, like, oh, maybe they're just like experiencing this in a dream. Or maybe they're just like, there's just an energy that they feel. But like, nah, they were there. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. I'm like, why does he feel so attached to me? And I'm like, ah, damn. Damn, you saw that? Bro, that's crazy. So now I'm trying not to do that, but it's difficult because that type of magic work is really fun. But there's also like consequences, and it's like things used to be simple, bro. I'm sure there was an era where if you were horny, you just found someone and you took them to Pound Town and you got pregnant, or you didn't. You just shoved whatever and you went in your vagina and you just kept going on about your day. But then we created this culture that is just very simultaneously puritanical, but also like very Smex driven. And it feels like you lose out any way you go. And to like have a faith in like a pure love makes you feel like you're putting on a dunce cap. I feel like I got a little fucking propeller hat on. Anytime I'm like, well, I think I really care about him. It's like, you dumb bitch. Why'd you do that? But, yeah, that's just me yapping. I feel like it makes me sound cold because I really do. Like, there were a lot of connections I really did, like, believe in and invest in, and it just didn't work out how I wanted it to. But it's just a dark world, man. And to be a creature of light, even though the light I have is... I don't think the light I shine is inherently good. I don't think there's not a lot of talk about light beings that aren't heavenly. It's hard out here, man. I wish I didn't have to scam a man every 5 minutes just to get through my day. But since I get to, I try to enjoy the experience. That too is a gift. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I've been talking for a long time. I'm gonna make a beverage. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I'll see y'all later.